Hi, today I'm going to do a follow-up video on a video I previously did. It was jealous behavior is part of social issues. And because it is part of social issues, and anything dealing with social health is part of total health. And if you look at some of my other videos, I've spoken about those other healths. Um, and of the five healths, of course, you got spiritual health, mental health, spiritual health, social health, which I'm going to talk about today, and physical health as part of total health. Now, um, in that video, just a brief synopsis of what I received a text message over social media from someone I don't know who claimed to be the fiance of an acquaintance of mine, not a friend but an acquaintance. This acquaintance I hadn't seen for about 15 years. We were in college, but I left 15 years ago. But we remembered each other, and she recently reached out to me um, with a friend request, which I accepted because I knew who she was. We weren't close in college either, but we still remembered each other. And he went on to say, and I'm quoting his messages. He says, "How do you know?" He named the girl, and he said, "My fiance. Call me. Let's talk. No time for games, homie." And he left his phone number. "You communicating with my woman for what reason? Hit me up." And then his last comment um, was that I guess being a gentleman about it isn't going to work. So just from that brief thing, I didn't contact him obviously because I haven't communicated with this acquaintance even after accepting the friend request. But this is a good example based on my experience of a person who did not invest time during critical stages of our development in mental health, which means learning and educating oneself. That's an investment in ourselves. Probably participating in sports or group sport where we learn to rely on our team and trust the team members to do their job so so the team can win. And if we lose, we don't point a finger to one individual. The team lose as a whole. And obviously, these are things that most likely was overlooked or understated, even if he did participate in some of these activities. Based on my experience working in therapeutic foster care, we see traits like this with kids who tend to be withdrawn and kind of loners, and not really participating in things, and not that, and and when encouraged by teachers, they don't really participate in things. But if they were encouraged by parents, they tend to do some things regardless if they want to or not, and then the coaches can come in and do their thing. So if you're young and you're looking at this video, and you're in high school or something like that, really take school seriously, um, because you're actually investing in yourself. You're investing yourself in many ways. The stress that you get from actually having to do homework and meet deadlines, work on your spiritual and emotional, strengthening your spirit and emotional well-being. The education you get from school, the book work, the academic work, actually exercises the mind to keep it pliable so you can learn and grow. The experiences you get from playing sport after you learn the skills, or as you continue to learn the skills, because learning the skills is also part of the mental pliability. But if you're learning the skills and you're participating in a sport, in a team sport, you are learning social skills. And that transfers into life as an adult. So, from my perspective, looking at the comments this man made, it seems it's obvious to me that there was a developmental skip where he didn't learn to the behavioral skills or the emotional skills necessary to cope with social issues. And the bad thing about that is that it can negatively affect his partner in a way, as I mentioned in the last video, because now she might be more prone to withdraw herself and stifle her social health. And again, if he had some trust issues with her, he shouldn't be asking her to marry him, as I mentioned in the last video. If she's done something in the past to him to make him feel that, well, she's untrustworthy with other men, then he shouldn't even be marrying her, because it takes away his peace of mind. But again, I don't understand. I don't know the whole situation. Maybe they have kids together. Who knows? But still, peace of mind to me is more important than happiness. It's more important than actually marrying the mother of my kids. As long as I do my part to help take care of my kids and to develop and grow to be better than myself, I think the kids will benefit more from seeing both parents happy rather than seeing them fighting or doing crazy things to one another, such as policing the activities of each other. But that's on a whole different topic. To the young men and women out there who are looking at this video, please consider the stage in your life where you are at, and you're already beyond the stage of high school, so you should have some of those basic skills in place. And if you do not, I would recommend that you go ahead and make yourself available to some of those skills, those learnings, the learning environment where you can gain those skills in a college setting. So you can go to college and participate. Of course, you'll get your education, and there are sports and clubs and activities that you can do. If you're beyond college, you already graduate, and you find yourself in a situation where, or someone in a situation where they are being policed or are doing the policing themselves, encourage that friend of yours to maybe join a dance group in the community, or lend a hand at some of the non-profit organizations out there, because there are lots of non-profit organizations who need bodies in there, and it'll be a great environment to learn some new skills, interact with other people, and develop those social skills that might be lacking. Beyond that, is not within my realm of expertise, so I would not go beyond that and give stupid advice that I am unable to support. Again, this video is a little bit longer than typical because this issue is so troubling that I'm actually concerned that that acquaintance of mine could be putting herself in a position to get seriously hurt, physically, fatally, in the worst case scenario, or hopefully she's smart enough, or she has the consciousness of awareness to see, hey, this is a bad situation. I'd maybe reconsider marrying somebody who would contact an acquaintance who she hasn't spoken to ever and accuse him of speaking to her. That's crazy. So I hope this information helps. If you have a specific question, ask it in the comment section down below. Like the video if you like, subscribe. Throw that in there before I end the video, because this type of issue, it does affect us socially. It affects us as the abuser in a way that isolates us or villainize us, and it also puts the victim in a way of making us look weak or not smart enough to see the stuff that's going on. Even though we're seeing what's going on as victims, we may not have a way to escape that environment, or we feel trapped. And there's always a way out for both the abuser and the victim. But you got to see this stuff within yourself. See that you're not at peace. The best way to really identify it as an issue is, are you at peace? Do you feel comfortable coming home? Do you feel comfortable laying down and just closing your eyes and forgetting that you didn't do the dishes, or you didn't cook some food, or you forget to cut the grass, you know? But when you wake up, you go ahead and take care of those things, you know? If you're not comfortable coming home, then it's not home. And that's a social issue. And it can lead to domestic violence, and again, fatalities. I really don't know how else to stress this. Drugs and alcohol could be a part of this that can cause someone's mindset to be altered. These are things that you got to look at and pretty much vet your spouse to be, or the person you plan to spend your life with, to see, are they doing drugs? Are there sudden changes in the mood that can send up a red flag that's outside of the ordinary? These are things that need to be considered, because again, even though it's a domestic issue, at its simplest form, it's a social issue, because it doesn't just affect the two people involved. It affects their family, their kids, how the kids act in school. It affects the teachers, because the kids are acting up in school. It affects the grandparents. It affects the work, the employers, because now you're going to work stressed, and now and dealing with stress, and may not be able to put in the whole 10%, 110% of work that you normally would. So productivity drops, and it affects a whole slew of people. It affects your friends, because now your friends don't want to come over and hang out, or you can't go hang with your friends or go to a social event with your friends, because there's a guy there that your husband or your wife, or there's a guy or girl there where your husband or wife think, wow, that person is finer than me, and I'm threatened by that person. Therefore, you cannot go. And it goes on and on in a negative spiral. And I say negative spiral because that's how life is. It's not like a linear. Everything is kind of three-dimensional. So it goes into spheres and things of that nature. So I guess that's my spew on this issue. You all have a good day. And I may post another video concerning this issue later on.